Good evening. Major news out of Washington, D.C. today as federal prosecutors have dropped their criminal investigation into Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. This development could significantly impact the ongoing process of selecting his successor. The investigation, which Powell himself brought to public attention in January, centered on allegations of excessive renovation costs at the Federal Reserve headquarters totaling approximately $2.5 billion. District Attorney Jeanine Pirro, who is considered an ally of U.S. President Donald Trump, announced the decision to close the criminal probe. While the criminal investigation is concluded for now, Ms. Pirro emphasized that internal oversight at the Federal Reserve will continue to examine the renovation expenses. She also stated that new criminal investigations could be initiated if facts were to justify them. Up to this point, investigators have not been able to present any evidence suggesting wrongdoing on Mr. Powell's part. When he first went public with the investigation, Mr. Powell characterized the potential for an indictment as an attempt to influence the Federal Reserve's work. He explicitly stated that the threat of charges was a consequence of the Federal Reserve's setting interest rates based on its best judgment and the public interest, rather than following the preferences of the president. This brings us to a crucial point in the relationship between the White House and the independent central bank. President Trump has long been a vocal critic of the Federal Reserve's interest rate policies, repeatedly urging the central bank to lower rates. In the past year, he has been particularly outspoken, frequently criticizing and even threatening to dismiss Mr. Powell. However, the Federal Reserve maintained steady interest rates in its two most recent meetings. Now, attention turns to the Senate Banking Committee, which is currently reviewing President Trump's nominee for Mr. Powell's successor, Kevin Warsh, a former member of the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors. The termination of the investigation against Mr. Powell removes a significant obstacle to Mr. Warsh's confirmation. Several leading Republican senators had previously indicated they would not confirm Mr. Warsh as the next Federal Reserve Chair while the investigation into Mr. Powell was still active. Critics, however, expressed concerns that President Trump's chosen candidate could undermine the crucial independence of the world's most important central bank. Mr. Warsh, for his part, has assured the committee that he intends to act objectively. Mr. Powell's term as Federal Reserve Chair is set to conclude on May 15th. Should a successor not be confirmed by that date, he has indicated a willingness to continue leading the Federal Reserve on an interim basis. The White House, through its spokesperson Kush Desire, expressed confidence shortly after the investigation's closure, stating that the Trump administration remains confident the Senate will swiftly confirm Kevin Warsh as the next chair of the Federal Reserve. Meanwhile, Senator Elizabeth Warren, a Democrat from the opposition party and also a member of the Senate Banking Committee, has voiced continued criticism. She pointed out that the Department of Justice has threatened to resume the unsubstantiated criminal investigation into Federal Reserve Chair Powell at any time. Senator Warren also highlighted the ongoing legal proceedings against Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. This refers to President Trump's attempt to dismiss Governor Cook in August, citing alleged false statements regarding mortgage loans. That particular case is currently before the Supreme Court of the United States. The developments surrounding Jerome Powell's investigation and the looming decision on his successor highlight the intense political pressures facing the Federal Reserve, underscoring the vital importance of its independence in guiding the nation's economy. What's your take on Powell Probe Ends? Trump's Fed Nominee Gains Momentum? Share your view in the comments. Do you think this will matter in the next news cycle? This video was generated using artificial intelligence.